softly. Don't leave scratches on my skin. Always simple, it's complexity. Always begging me to let you in. I follow your silhouette, followed so easy. And round we went, yet to give in to me. And the answer is a mystery, spoken softly like a sacred sin. Time was empty, no reality, losing grip on what we had within. Can I fool you? Can I fool you? Can I fool you? Can I fool you? I follow your silhouette, followed so easy. And round we
Shustas had subscribed for 6 months. Salima 4 wave, Salima 4 wave, Salima 4 wave, Salima 4 wave.
And the answer is a mystery, spoken softly like a sacred sin. Time was empty, no reality, losing grip on what we had within. Can I fool you?
Lilin_demon has subscribed for 16 months. Salima 4 wave, Salima 4 wub, 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 Salima 4 wave.
Can I fool you?
Yuki Kubayu has subscribed for 7 months. Happy birthday, Salem!
I have you and you have me. Sounded so easy. Ooh. But I got lost and you found me so
Nixnocula has subscribed for 29 months. TMW is grumpily righteous suddenly turns into OWLXP, but happy birthday, Salem! My form may have changed.
Please
My
tread
love
softly.
remains the same. Less than 3, I have missed you so
Don't leave
much.
scratches on my skin. Always simple, it's complexity. Always begging me to let you in. I follow your silhouette, followed so easy.
Lilin_demon has gifted 5 subs.
And round we went, yet to give in to me. Ooh. And the answer is a mystery, spoken softly like a sacred sin. Time was empty, no reality, losing grip on what we had within. Can I fool you? Can I fool you? followed so easy. And round we went, yet to give in to me. And the answer is a mystery, spoken softly like a sacred sin. Time was empty, no reality, losing grip on what we had within. Can I fool you? Can I fool you? Can I fool you? Can I fool you? I have you and you have me. Sounded so easy. Ooh. But I got lost and you found me so easily. But then the world said, please tread softly, don't leave scratches on my skin. All was simple, its complexity, always begging me to let you in. I follow your silhouette, followed so easy. And round we went, yet to give in to me. And the answer is a mystery, spoken softly like a sacred sin. Time was empty, no
It's been a while, hasn't it? Hello, hi, everybody. Oh my gosh, my fan is so loud. I'm so sorry. Everything is gonna be messed up. Everything is gonna be messed up.
Lilin_demon has cheered 500 bits.
Lilin, hi, thank you. You guys are going. What's going on here? I was like trying to set stuff up, and I kept hearing alerts going. Okay, give me a second. There's a lot going on. It's been a while. I missed you all. Hi. It's good to see you. Okay. All right. Okay, what's going on? Where is everything? Twitch has like changed things since I've been gone. And I don't know what's happening. Okay, let's check this. Let's say hello to everybody. Let's do that first. I'm gonna be a little scrambled. I'm a little out of my routine, as one might expect.
Hi.
But let's see, Potato and Nex. I saw you both lurking while I was getting everything set up all evening. My mouth movements are real funky. We're just gonna ignore that for now. But hello, both of you. Thank you for stopping by. Onyx, Yuki, Triscuits, Lilin, hello, Wolf, Elith. I think you're on a flight now, but just in case, hello. Fire. It's a fire. Oh, it's been so long since I got to say that. Monarch, hello. Nobody. Pika or Nix? Nix now. Hello. I'm out here making like cartoon noises. What's going on? Sable, hello. Sable, I think. Reading the L's and I's always gets so so hard in Twitch chat. Cerberus, hello, hi. Nutmeg, hello. Snap, we are so back. Hello, Creative, hi. I'm probably gonna, we'll, but hello everybody. We'll call it a general hello from here because I'm probably gonna start repeating names because I've already forgotten who I said. Okay.
Skylar has gifted 5 subs.
Let's see. Okay. Let's see what the heck is going on. I think. Okay. I need to take a second. We need to breathe. We need to remember that we need oxygen. Okay. Let's check all the subs and everything. So thank you. Triscuits, thank you for the resub. Lilin, thank you for the resub. Yuki, thank you. Nix, thank you. Lilin, thank you for the gifted subs. Nix, thank you for the gifted subs. Lilin, thank you for the bits. Triscuits, thank you for the bits. Lyra, hello. Hi. Thank you for the gifts all. Thank you. Amy, hello, thank you for the resub. Skylar, thank you for the gift subs. Much appreciated, everybody. Thank you. Still okay to call you Pika? Alright, I might end up doing that just because I'm a creature of habit. And even though it's been a year, level 9? What's a level 9 hype train? What do you mean? I thought level 5 was... It's been a while, guys. I got some new things to learn. Hello. It's just good to see you guys again, though. It's, I've been frantically trying to get my OBS set up, all day, because, I came back and I was like, oh wow, my computer is, like, really jank. I didn't realize, like, how it was just like, like after a while from all like installing, uninstalling, like especially with stream stuff, with so much stuff going on, it's like it's just everything just kind of gets more and more busted over time. And
subscribed for 18
no, Hora, thank you. Posture check from Onyx, thank you. I will unshrimp. I'm actually not really shrimping too bad. So when I was living in Tokyo, my apartment came pre-furnished because I was not trying to lug furniture and figure out how to do all that. Oh, thank you, Pika. I appreciate it. Thank you for the bits. But yeah, so I got a pre-furnished apartment, and it didn't have like it sure as heck didn't have a gamer chair. It was not furnished for gamers. There was a single wooden chair that really did honestly kind of wonders for my posture because it was really uncomfortable to slouch in. So yeah, so that was we'll see how long that lasts, but for now my posture's gotten better, I think, actually.
Mio has cheered 245 bits.
Leaves, hello. Thank you for popping by. It's good to see you. Yeah, literally a single chair. Whenever I had like friends that visited or anything while I was staying there, it was like, I was like, hey, so I have one chair and a bed. sit where you like. There's not many options, but you, player's choice of the ones that do exist. It was an experience. There was a lot. I'm probably gonna save some more of the stories and such and all of that for a more official return stream, because this is kind of I'm gonna do probably a few of these. We'll probably while I get everything all sorted out and get everything back in working order, because like I said, I just kind of wiped my entire desktop once I got back. I tried setting things back up and fixing it a little bit, and I was just like, no, we need to just start fresh. So that's what we did. So I'm kind of rebuilding everything from scratch, which is kind of nice. It gives me a chance to revamp everything. So yeah, so there's gonna be a few fix everything streams. Figure out what's broken and kind of fix it as we go along.
Salem, hi.
Archon, hello! It's good to see you again. I can't remember if I already said this, but Amy, thank you for the bits. It's good to see you. Hi. Can't wait to see you show you my art. You got so much Oh, that's awesome! I can't wait to see Onyx. Thank you so much. Oh, Nutmeg, thank you. I'm really glad to be back. It was definitely. I wanted, like, when I went to Japan, I fully had the intention of like streaming. I got a whole laptop that was like specifically for it, and some extra screens, and I brought all my data with me and all that, and it just it worked out for the first couple months, and then it was just like, it was a great experience, but it was a real stressful experience also. So it's just like, I don't think we can balance this right now. So, had to put a couple plates down, and now we're picking them back up. My foot. What's going on? Oh no, not the feet. I was trying to figure out what was going on with those emojis, that it clicked. Absolutely not. The tubes. I did forget about that. I was at the mercy of the tubes. My Japan tubes were real bad. I didn't have a hardwire connection. It was all I had was Wi-Fi, and that's not good for streaming. It's not a deal. So yeah, it was like every time I tried to stream, it was like I would get my connection would break like every 5 minutes, and I'm just looking at my nice flat even bit rate right now on Twitch, and I'm like, oh, that's the stuff. That's hitting right. But yeah, so can't take off the hat. Yeah. Here we'll get a little cattier preview. But I'm gonna say probably mostly in witchy mode tonight. But yeah, no, all of that stuff is, I'm still setting up all of that, automated everything of where you guys can change my models and take off my hat and do all that. I gotta re-download all the programs and stuff that control that. So I gotta get my spell components in order, get all the rituals refreshed. Looking forward to putting the Pepto bottle back on again. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know exactly what's coming back and what isn't yet. Also, please excuse, my audio is probably pretty blech tonight. using a temporary setup for my microphone and stuff. So I'm getting some new things in that will once we have that set up should be much nicer, more even, all that. So, but yeah, so we're gonna just kind of have some casual hangout streams and stuff for the next probably next week or so, probably, because I wanna have a nice like kind of eventful return stream when I do that. Do some kind of I don't know, like those like tier lists or whatever, just like different stuff like people do on streams and everything. Probably do something like that, and of course have a little tea party and everything set up once we get that going and everything again. I do actually have my overhead, my hand cam set back up with some special things I'm gonna show you guys tonight. I had a lot of packages when I came back to the US that had arrived while I was away. So I'm not sure exactly. We might do a little like a little package opening stream tonight or something. I just thought that might be a little, it's something to do. So you can just kind of I figured it's a little belated. My birthday was yesterday, but I figured we could kind of have a this birthday gifts to myself, I suppose, kind of thing, and open everything up. I don't even remember what any of it is, honestly. So you can hear the tongue piercing go click clack. Yeah. yeah. Oh yeah, of course, Amy. Thank you. I know I saw like there have been a few posts I haven't given the attention I would have hoped to be able to give them all just yet, but I'm gonna try. This has been a bit of a crazy time, but things are starting to settle back down. Lillian, thank you. I appreciate it. Do the fruit tier list. Oh my gosh. Rank it to go with my cursed vegetable tier list that I did a while back. I had that somewhere. I don't know if I still do, but I know I know it was controversial. I remember that much. Yeah. I'm yawning already. That's not. We can't be doing that already. We just started. What's this? Yeah, we'll been going for like 20 minutes. We can't be yawning already. We're not ready for that. Does that mean once setup streams are over, Discord might come back? So I have sort of an order of operations that I'm going to be prioritizing things in. So my top two priorities really are YouTube and streaming, or creating videos in general, kind of YouTube / I'm like putting my hands out like I'm like my hand cam is on for some reason. Making videos and streaming are really going to be like the top two priorities, and it's going to be kind of a phased return, I suppose is the best way to describe it. So I'm going to be focusing on those and making sure that I'm doing those consistently first. So that's going to be, YouTube, Patreon, and Discord are all going to be what I am working on getting stable. So once I have a schedule and things are going for a few months and I've been able to do those consistently, then I'm going to start looking at, getting back into like sort of secondary, what would you call it? Like secondary media, I guess. Looking into like doing like TikToks and YouTube shorts, that kind of thing, like clip compilations, that kind of thing for my secondary YouTube channel, Salem Video. So that's going to be sort of the second phase, and then phase 1 of the Salem Cinematic Universe. And then phase 3 is kind of going to be bringing back the stuff like Discord, or possibly like a secondary like Twitter, stuff like that is more like the social aspect of it. Because in my mind, it just sort of like, I feel like I sort of got things mixed up. They got a little out of order for me, I suppose. Where, you know, I realized like, you know, having the Discord was super fun and everything. Having, you know, like extra Twitter accounts and everything, you know, was nice for being able to split things up. But it was just, I realized that if I wasn't able to create content and juggle, you know, my main like YouTube and Discord and all of that.
Has gifted Tico the sub. Nix Knock 2 it gifted a tier 3 sub to Tico.
Thank you for the gifted 7. Hello Tycho, it's good to see you. Thought you could stream without me? Never. I would never think that. But yeah, I just sort of realized, like, you know, it was like, why am I not why how do you put this in a good way? It sort of felt to me like I was like, if I don't have the time and energy and scheduling prowess to remain consistent to create what I want to create, it doesn't make sense for me to also be splitting up energy into things that are meant to be, I guess, sort of centered around like my channels or my Twitch and everything, you know? It just sort of like, I was like, I don't know if that made any sense, but I hope it did. Hope it made a little bit of sense. Aw, thank you. I miss you too, Tycho. Oh, I miss you too, Lyra. More yawns. Yeah, it's just like, it's like, I think that, you know, Discord servers and stuff are really fun to have, but it was just, for me, it felt like I was already straining my laughably small energy reserves to too much, and it didn't make sense to strain them further by having things that were centered around my channel if I couldn't even keep up with my channel on its own, you know? Oh, Onyx, it's okay, go get some sleep, it's good to see you. Yeah, a lot to keep up on, yeah. But we're coming back, we're refreshed. We're, like I said, we're gonna do a little bit of a phased return. So we'll see how things go. I'm, you know, not gonna make any promises on anything, but I will do my best, and we will see where that takes us. Renegade, hi. 2 days is too long. I agree. All right. So I think as much as I am enjoying this background, I love this like sky background. I think we are going to head over to hand cam. May have left a small mountain in DMs again. It's okay.
Bits. I may have left a small mountain in the DMs again, even though I tried not to plaza forgive. 3.
It's okay. All right, but we're gonna go ahead and head over to hand cam and see what we got over there. I got some surprises for you guys. I think you might enjoy have a little fun with them. So, let's go. Alright, here we go, here we go. Hello everybody. So I've got my little, I've got my tea, of course. The lighting, yeah. So there's something special about this lighting that I'm going to show you in just a moment. What flavor are you sipping? It's the vinegar drinking. Yeah, it's vinegar. No, it's vanilla Camoro, something like that. I don't actually remember the name. I came back and I was like, wait, holy crap! I have so many teas, Jesus! I forgot how many I had. I was like, we gotta work our way through these before we buy any more. I truly cannot tell you guys, like, all the stuff that I brought back from Japan. I'm like, where did I think this was gonna go? I don't have space for this. But alright, so tablecloth is actually the same one. So this is the one that I had before. I would often have a lot of the times when I bought like tarot decks and stuff, they would come with like a sheet that you could put down, and so a lot of the times I would put those down, but this was usually underneath. It's been on a few streams, but yeah, so this is one of the many things that I had gotten from Spirit Halloween and used as room decor. But yeah, so what do you mean Spirit isn't a decor shop? I literally was in Michael's yesterday and they had started putting out their Halloween stuff and I was like, oh no. But so this lighting, very pretty, I really enjoy it, but the special part about it, the reason that we have this lighting, something just popped up on my stream and then disappeared real fast, and I don't know what it was, and I don't like that. We're gonna ignore that for now. So the reason for this lighting was for these. So did you see the pastel Halloween? I did see there was some like floral Halloween stuff that was really nice that I was really tempted by. But yeah, so these are some tattoos I got in Japan before I left. These are in my skin. They're not going anywhere. But yeah, so they are UV reactive tattoos. They're still healing a little bit, but there's still like a faint red mark, but once they're all healed, they should be completely invisible in regular light, and they will glow like this in black light, which is exciting. But yeah, I managed to find somebody that did UV tattoos while I was there, and I was like, ooh, that could be kind of fun. Steal your way to a rave so those bad boys can shine. Me, like, just immediately going into sensory overload. Can I make a tattoo request? I can't promise anything, but you sure can make one. Sobi, thank you for the stretch. Hello, it's good to see you. Marcy, thank you for the bits. Oi. Where is it? I don't got the setup for that going yet. We're going back to basics right now. Reminds me of the anime Mononoke. That is actually really nice to hear because that's what they're from. That was what inspired them. I literally found the design for the paper talismans that Kusuriuri uses in Mononoke, and these are the like eyes that are in the center of his paper talismans. I don't know if they're only used for his paper talismans, but they are also used for his paper talismans. So that was enough for me. Yeah, Mononoke, it's super weird. It's a super weird anime, but it's very cool. I really like it. Was that a meow? That probably was. I was busy talking, but there probably was a meow back there. Yeah, I saw that there's more Mononoke coming. I'm very excited for that. I am very much looking forward to a new Mononoke movie. And he got a new design, which I'm super excited for, because the voice had to change for some reasons I'm not gonna go into, but so they changed his voice actor, and so they changed his design a little bit, and I don't know if those were related, but probably not, because the movie I think has been in production for a little while, but it actually works really well. I saw a lot of people saying like the new voice with the new design, like the new design makes the new voice feel very like natural. So I'm very excited for it. Does that mean we'll hear the cat feeder soon? Probably not, because we've actually moved the where his feeder is. So Meow Counter will be back. My cat, I appreciate the sentiment that Binks missed me, but I don't know how much that holds true, unfortunately. He's not a very affectionate cat, and that's okay, but I came home and he just sort of like looked at me. He was kind of confused for a minute. And then he went back to sleep. He was like, I don't know what's going on. Why are you back here? It's okay, it's okay. He's never been a particularly affectionate cat. That was about what I expected for coming home. Salem likes boys. You know, you got me there. Is the main character from Mononoke still beautiful? Absolutely. I love the medicine seller so much. I think his design is so cool. Both his new design and his old design. Okay, that time I heard the meow. I don't know if the mic caught that one, but Mint, oh my gosh, it's been so long. It's so good to see you. Hi. Binks really said Holmes. Absolutely, yeah. He was like, I don't know, who's this bitch? Get them out of my house. How you beed? I beed good. I've been very, very busy. I've been settling back in, having my luggage lost at the airport, tracking it down, which was some unnecessary stress that I had not been hoping for, but you know, it is what it is. Lost my luggage, found it, we're getting it back. It's, you know, we're working on it. Truthfully, it kind of worked out because I already have so much luggage that I'm still trying to figure out where to put away, so it's a phased return. There's the meow. Oh, but yeah, and then I saw a couple of you guys mentioned my nails, and let me snooze these ads. But yeah, so I got it's kind of hard to see under this light, but there's a couple like accent nails that have like floral like gold designs in them, and then these nails have like a flower crystal. Let me see how close I can get. Yeah. There's a lot of BL. There's a lot of BL. There was a lot of BL in my luggage home. There was, some might say, too much BL. That is all in Japanese. I can't even read it. No such thing as too much BL. I love that everybody's just same braiding on that. Just don't need to read it. Just look at the pretty pictures. Yeah, but yeah, absolutely. Good way to learn to read it. Yeah, that's the idea, actually. Because, I mean, really, like, I know a lot of people say, like, don't learn Japanese from reading anime, or from reading anime. Hi, I lived in Japan for a year. I love reading anime and watching mangas. But, no, no, but it's like, if that's primarily what you want to do with your Japanese is interact with, like, media, like reading manga or watching anime or you know, that kind of thing, it's like that kind of makes sense to be the place that you primarily, like, learn from and stuff, you know? Shy. Thank you. I only need C-boy kissy. That's a bit same brain, same page. I'm here with you. Also, my birthday. Yeah, it was yesterday. So I meant to stream yesterday, but it didn't work out. I didn't. I mean, I thought I was gonna be able to get OBS set up in time for yesterday night, but yes, I mean, I didn't. I barely got it set up in time for tonight. But Leah, I wonder who that might be. Imagine streaming while this group hallucinating your return. You actually still in Japan. Oh god. Like, loved my time in Japan. It's great, super fun. I'm glad to be back. I will say that. Like I said, I'll get more into it on more official return stream later on. But yeah. I'm gonna go see if I can if Binks wants to come in. I'm gonna open the door and see if he actually comes in or if he just runs away. Let's see. Be right back. Yeah, he just wanted to look in, apparently. He opened the door, he glanced around for a little bit. Oh, my headphone cable is in the... Get that out of here, that's not aesthetic. Got that Taco Bell review for you of JP Taco Bell, or of my Taco Bell experience upon coming back? Because I have already had Taco Bell twice. I truly, like, I don't know how to explain this, but, like, I missed bad food. I missed bad fast food. This is, like, such a weirdly American thing, I think, but, like, sometimes I just wanted food that made you feel gross. And that's really hard to find in Japan. But, like, so I just, like, came back and I'm like, Taco, like, I think I've had, like, Taco Bell twice. I had Carl's Jr., I had In-N-Out. I think I had McDonald's today, which I didn't really, like, that, I will say McDonald's in Japan versus the US, not that different. Oh, also, just a heads up, there's going to be an ad in about 40 seconds, probably about 30 seconds. So just a little warning there for you. But yeah, McDonald's surprisingly not that different. But the comparison review. Ah, gotcha. I'll work on getting you right up. Oi, 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 oi. Oh, but also, before I get into like opening any packages or anything, I figured I could probably show you guys a little bit of some of the set dressing that I have. Of course, we have, you know, our candles, our little crystal holder. I don't know what you would call this little key. It's like a dish, I guess, crystal dish. But we had, you know, those are old hat. Those are old news. We've had those. We got some other little stuff hidden in here. I'll show you. We'll wait until the ads are over so nobody misses it. But depriving Salem of that 0.0002 cent ad revenue. Please do. Please, you like. I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can advocate for ad blockers on Twitch.television. But you know, you do what you gotta do. I support you doing whatever you need to do. That's what I'm gonna say. Before we know it, we'll be back to Hades speedruns and tea dates. Oh my gosh, so here's the thing. I've been saying like and thinking about like kind of the direction I want to go in like on coming back, and I really do think that my primary focus for streaming being back is really going to be more on ASMR content more than gaming content, and just sort of like just chatting and vibing content, stuff like this, you know. I think I don't like I might play games from time to time and stuff, you know. I'm sure I will, but I like, you know, I have to accept I'm just not like, I have a few games that I really like, but generally I'm not a general gamer. So I think Hades 2, of course, like I say all this, but of course when Hades 2 comes out, I'm gonna be big on Hades 2. I'm gonna be all up in Hades 2 all the time. Do you draw on your hands for stream? And if not, then how do people look at you for being an actual witch? I don't know if you're talking about these, Shy. These are not drawings. These are actually in my skin. These are UV tattoos. Just made a JP account. Oh, I saw somebody. Yeah, what was that? I saw people talking about JP accounts for something for Twist. Okay, yeah. Oh my gosh, Twist was everywhere in Japan. It was so big there. Yeah, no. I tried playing Twist, and it was very fun. I really liked it, but like I'm bad at being consistent about playing gacha. I managed to be pretty consistent about New Carnival, but then I sort of like maxed out a lot of characters because I played too much, and then I was like, all right, now I'm done. Now I just enjoy pretty boys from afar. Gotta go honk shoe. Enjoy your honk shoes, koalis. I hope you sleep well. Obsessed with Twist for a few months and dropped off the planet. Yeah, now on Star's Hell. Cad really got us with that one, Tycho. Tell me how New Carnival works. It's a lot. I will say New Carnival is a grind. Like I really liked it, but that's because I came from a very grindy gacha game background, where I played Omyoji for many years before, and then once I got to New Carnival, you know, then I was kind of used to it. But it's a great game. I think the story is really good. I think the characters are really endearing. Most of them. There's a couple I'm not a huge fan of, but yeah, so I really enjoy pretty much everything about it, but it is a grindy game for sure. Just pulled SSR, Aster, and Morve. Oh, I actually downloaded it again to try and pull for them. I didn't end up getting either of them, but it's okay. I probably wouldn't really have played anymore anyway. So I'm just glad they gave them an SSR. They deserved it. I love Aster and Morve so much. Like, and it was so funny though, because everybody was like real shrimping for real shrimp hours for Aster. When he got his new outfit and everything, but I was like, wait, what about Morve? What about Morve, everyone? Like, I fully admit, like, Morve's new outfit and everything has like the exact like I love characters that have like fuckboy energy, and I can't deny it. That's like one of my favorite character energies. And so I was like, wait, everybody please appreciate my boy. Oh gosh, the reruns in New Carnival are awful. Yeah, because you can only use like, yeah, the reruns are terrible. I need to know who you're dissing and why is it Yakumo. I'm ambivalent about Yakumo. I don't mind him. He's not a fave. I don't like the knight. I can't even remember his name. Edmund. I don't like Edmund, and I don't like Dante. I don't really care for Rin either, but I don't know much about him. But yeah, Edmund and Dante. I was so sad because like Dante is like physically like my character type. I love that. Like I like redheaded characters. I love this. That's my jam. And he's just awful. I just don't like him. Oh, of course, Sable, go get some sleep. It was good to see you. Glad to say hello. Thank you for stopping by. Love a fuckboy type. Absolutely. I'm so here for that, Tycho. Edmund, yeah. See, I love Kuya. I totally understand how he would be a chop, though. I get that. Dante slander his face. I'm glad we're in agreement. Did a New Carnival tier list a while back. Blade's definitely the best, most complex character. I really like Blade. I love how do you describe Blade? I love Blade's like male wife energy. Like, he's so cute. I love him. It's kind of hard because it's like there's all the characters that I really like. So I pretty much have one tier of everybody that I really like, and it's like 2/3 of the characters. And then there's like one or two characters that I'm very ambivalent towards, which is like Yakumo and Rin, I think is mainly it. And then there's like Dante and Edmund that are like way down at the bottom. Maid Dress Blade was so good. I think my favorite is definitely Morve though. I really like Morve. Who are all the characters? There's like 4 characters, and there's not 4. There's like 10. What is it? I think. But and I still can't remember all of them. There's also Eden is a top tier MC. He's such a good main character. I love Eden so much. Like he's like a little sassy, but he's funny. He's not irritating. Like he is such a good MC. But yeah, like Morve, love, Quincy, my mountain man. I love you. It's like Aster, Morve, Olivine, Quincy, Kuya, Garu, Blade, all of them great. I don't know enough about Ray to really, I don't have any opinion on him just because I don't know. I don't know anything about him at all. But yeah, so pretty much everybody top tier: Yakumo and Rin, middle, Dante and Edmund, like way at the bottom. I do love that New Carnival like gets, how do I say this in a Twitch friendly way? They get creative with the way with the preferences of the characters and their body types, which is so wonderful. It's just, again, I'm so here for it. It's so good. Half a foot tall. What? How tall is Quincy? He's like, what? Nex, how tall are you? What? No idea what you're talking about. Just sitting here preaching. I'm so sorry. I immediately have gone back into New Carnival brain rot. So I should probably preface New Carnival. It's a gacha game. This is a game for adults. Please do not look into it if you are not 18 and older. All right, I guess we all know whose kneecaps we're coming for. Sorry, Nex. But no, yeah, like Quincy fills the exact niche in New Carnival that Muriel does in the Arcana. I'm just like the overly large, sleepy mountain man. I'm like, all right, they got me. But yes, now that we've there's no ads running or anything now. I'm gonna show you a couple of things that I've got here. Oh, actually, you know what's so funny? I actually just realized these were sitting right next to me. My little mug. My little guys. I'm gonna do like a whole show and tell with a lot of the stuff I got from Japan on my actual official return stream, but I could show a few things now, because there was a New Carnival. I swear this is the last thing about New Carnival, then we'll move on. But then yeah, I might have to break it up into a few different streams because there's a lot. I went a little too crazy, but so there were a couple New Carnival cafes that I went to, and Pinks is meowing, and I know if I open that door, he's just gonna... I'll hold these closer up to the camera in a second. I'm just putting them down for now. But yeah, so here's some of the coasters and stuff that that they give you at the cafes. I don't know why I couldn't remember that word, but so there's Kuya and Aster. This Olivine picture is so cute. So there are those. Please do tarot with these. Oh my gosh. I gotta figure out what the meetings would be for that. But then here's this also very cute. I just love how like enthusiastic Blade is. He's an energetic little guy. see many large-breasted men in your future. Think they all carry the meaning you're fruity? Yeah, that's probably correct. But yeah, and then here's the last three. Oh my gosh, everything that they had at the 1 year anniversary cafe for Aster and Morve was so funny. Because also this like I said, I don't have a Yakumo bias, but this one is very cute. I can see, like, if I was a Yakumo lover, like, I would be going nuts for that. But so all of the Aster and Morve stuff had like the whole, like, this thing, like that pose that like sort of like got memed on with like art and stuff. So that is literally it, like exactly what Aster and Morve were doing. And all of the merch at the 1 year anniversary cafe, it was Aster doing the thumbs up with Morve trying to do the heart with him. It was so funny. Oh. But yeah, so like I said, I wanted to show you guys some of the other stuff that I had for my set dressing. But so this was something I got at Comiket, actually. For those of you who don't know, Comiket is like a big, it's like, well, it's not like a big, it is the big. It is like a 120,000 people event that happens over the course of like 2 days. It's primarily for artists to come and sell doujins. But there's also like a craft section, which I actually didn't know before I went. That was really cool. And so there was these people that had like these handmade pocket watches that they were selling, and that were very, very pretty. I don't know what I'm going to use a pocket watch for, but the aesthetic of it was just so good I couldn't resist. But and it's got this little like floral chain. Let me see if I can. Yeah. So I loved this. But they had a lot of like really like cool like aesthetic stuff like this that was very like fantasy like aesthetic kind of stuff. I was like really surprised by it, but it was like in a good way, of course. Available for Yao Yao. Jesus, that was wild. What a wild find. But yeah, so I was like, and like I probably will like carry this around with me instead every once in a while, just because like I really value the ability to like disconnect and not have to like have like a phone on you or like a smartwatch, all that, you know. So I really try not to be too connected to technology. It gets to be a little much. I really treasure my ability to disconnect. So having something that I can tell time with, that's all it does, is actually really kind of nice. Also, I missed this, but Kazira, thank you for the resub, much appreciated, and thank you for the stretch, Sable. I think you headed off to bed a while back, but well, here's your stretch either way. Pocket watches for when you walk in a room and say right on time. Yeah. It's like the drama of it. It's like a similar drama to like flip phones, how you could like snap them shut. You can kind of do the same thing with this, although I don't want to do that because it's like it doesn't feel fragile, but it's like it's just, you know, it's glass and stuff. I don't want to mess it up. It looks nice. But yeah. Oh, also, I know a couple people were asking about what candles we're burning tonight. So this one is from a company called Rise and Pine. And it's called Watching the Rain Fall on the Mountains. And it's like it's a very like foresty, earthy kind of scent. And then this one is from a company called Briarwick, and they do a lot of like book-based candles. And this one is called Foxway, and it is based on, those of you who know, say it with me, Raven Cycle. There's our our every stream Raven Cycle mention, because I still can't stop. But yeah, so this is like a tea scented candle. It's honestly like, you can't, it's a very subtle smell, but I really like it. I do tend to go more for strong candles just because my sense of smell is very bad. It's not very my sense of smell is not very honed. So I kind of have trouble smelling subtle smells and stuff, but I drink the wax. Please do not. This one, well, this one is a soy candle, so it might be okay. But, don't test that out, though, please. Fifth, hello. It's so good to see you, too. I know, it's good to be back for me, too. I'm glad to see everybody. But yeah, and then here, look, this is just a BL night. That's the theme of tonight. So this is a music box that is from a the game is called Lamento, and this is actually a rather old piece of merchandise. I want to say these were released in 2008, I think I'm thinking of this one. I have another music box that was released more recently for Lamento, but the company that makes Dramatical Murder, this was a game that they made quite a bit prior to DMMD, that was about cat boys who live in a world that is literally decided to hate them. It's a really really good game. It's very old. It's a little, you can, it shows its age a little bit, but in ways that I think are charming. This is my favorite game. But yeah, so it's like I said, there's the little picture, and then I'll wind it up and we can listen to it a little bit. But yeah, I was so happy I was able to find this. These things are so freaking hard to track down. So it's like one of those things that I don't know if I would have the chance to buy this again. So I was really glad I was able to grab that. Cowboy hate crimes, yeah. It's it's a wild game. It's so funny because I remember back when DMMD was really popular, in the zeitgeist as much as it got. It really was. There were a lot of people that were considered it a very intense game, that it was pretty extreme and everything, and I'm like, oh. I as a standalone, there was definitely some stuff about it that was pretty extreme. But if you look at it in comparison to the works of Nitro Chiral, which is the company that made that, and Lamento, and Toga Inu no Chi, and Sweet Pool and stuff, DMMD compared to all of their other games is the light fare. That's the easy reading. Because essentially the summary of Lamento is the world that all of these cat boys live in has decided that actually it hates them, and now there are like it starts out in this like forest village, and this like village is starving because they literally can't like touch like nature without it like essentially like hurting them. I think it's called like void or something, I think is what they call the phenomenon. So they can't like hunt for food or anything, so they end up like resorting to like catboy cannibalism. It's a wild game. There's a lot going on. It's like I said, I think it's a really good game. I love the characters, but it's a lot. I'll admit that. Hora, hello. It's good to see you. Virus is still my fave after all this time. Cannibalism. Why does that actually work so well? I hate and love that at the same time. Yeah, okay, so literally in the first like 5 minutes of playing the game, me, Tycho, and Kat and Kat had played this a little while back. Like we were like, oh, like let's enjoy the nostalgia together. And then like the first 5 minutes of the game, they hit you with all this like backstory and like lore of the world and everything, and like. So apparently, like, cat boys were hatched from, like, an egg. There was a cat egg. God laid a cat egg. I don't know. There was a lot going on. There was somebody on stilts. God might have been on stilts when he laid a cat egg. There's a lot happening. I can't get past the cat egg either, Tycho. I'm right on that. I'm same page. I know I'm not making like a good argument for the fact that this game is actually stupendous. It is a stupendous game. It's just there's also some quirks. Truly, because there's the company that translated Dramatical Murder into English was Just Blue, and they've translated Sweet Pool, Dramatical Murder, and Togai no Chi, and also Nitro Sherrall's latest game, which I always forget the name of, Slow Damage. So they've translated all of them except for except for Lamento, and I'm like, why are we holding out on the Catboys? I would think like the Catboys would be like the first, that would be like the first one. Maybe Dramatical Murder first, of course, because that was the popular one. But like, who doesn't love a good Catboy? Oh yeah, okay, yeah. I will say, anybody who's gonna try and play it, installing this game is an absolute nightmare. Figuring out how to get this game, a nightmare. It's terrible. And that's why I've been like so hoping that Just Blue will translate it one day, just so like it's an easy download just in English. Because right now the process is disgusting. It's a disgusting process to have to get this game on your computer. You have to like run stuff as like virtual CDs. You have to like install like English patches. Like the game is like separated into two separate things that you have to like. It's a lot. But yeah, it's worth it. But it is a lot. I love coming back and just immediately talking about nothing but BL. My apologies. But you know, I think that is gonna be, you know, I'm gonna be a little more you know, open about the fact that I enjoy a good BL. I'm not gonna pretend I don't. Avoid Andrews, thank you for the follow. Hello, hello. Welcome to the coven. And, you know, you've come during a very interesting conversation. But glad to have you. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, truly, this really, I really feel like I'm not... I'm not selling this game well. I'm being like, yeah, so the lore is about God laying a cat egg. The actual gameplay is focused around Catboy cannibalism. The install experience is a nightmare. But I'm just like, so Sweet Pool managed, like, Jas Blue even translated Sweet Pool before Lamento, and I'm like, this game is about, like, sentient meat. Why? Why Sweet Pool before Lamento? Please give me my please give me my cat boys. I'm not gonna go into what Sweet Pool's about, because it's bad. Like, I'm not saying it's a bad game. It's not for me. It's real weird. If you are 18 plus and you want to look into that on your own time, go for it. We're not getting into it. Does it have a gut punch like Ori did in the first 5 minutes? In the first 5 minutes, I mean, I don't know if there's like one specific thing, but there's just a lot. There's just a lot going on. That's truly all I could that's all I could say about it. Hora, probably. If you cut the sentence off, yeah, that's probably the one. Anyway, I'm gonna step away for a second. I'm gonna see I'm gonna see if I can help Binks with anything. I'm gonna grab a knife. We're gonna open some packages. A knife! I'm gonna maybe make a little more tea. So you guys will just give me just a couple minutes. I'll be right back. And if Binks is so willing, maybe we'll have a little what's the word I'm looking for? I'll collab. We'll have a collab with Binks. I will see you all in just a few moments. Be right back.
I have you and you have me. Sounded so easy. Ooh. But I got lost and you found me so easily. But then the world said, please tread softly. Don't leave scratches on my skin. All was simple, its complexity, always begging me to let you in. I follow your silhouette, followed so easy. And round we went, yet to give in to me. And the answer is a mystery, spoken softly like a sacred sin. so easy. And round and round and round we went, yet to give in to me. And the answer is a mystery, spoken softly like a sacred sin. Time was empty, no reality, losing grip on what we had within. Can I fool you? Can I fool you? Can I fool you? Can I fool you? I have you and you have me. Sounded so easy. Ooh. But I got lost and you found me so easily. But then the world said, please tread softly, don't leave scratches on my skin. All was simple, its complexity, always begging me to let you in. I follow your silhouette, followed so easy. And round we went, yet to give in to me. And the answer is a mystery, spoken softly like a sacred sin. Time was empty, no reality, losing grip on what we had within. Can I fool you? Can I fool you? Can I fool you? Can I fool you? I follow your silhouette, followed so easy. And round we went, yet to give in to me. And the answer is a mystery, spoken softly like a sacred sin. me so easily. But then the world said, please tread softly, don't leave scratches on my skin. All was simple, its complexity, always begging me to let you in. I follow your silhouette, followed so easy. And round we went, yet to give in to me. And the answer is a mystery.
All right. Hello, hello, hello. We are back. I did bring a little cookie. I'm gonna have to step away in just a moment because I do have some more tea brewing. Yes. I've got a what do they call these? A loft house cookie. And which I know can be controversial. And for those of you that do not enjoy them, you are entitled to your wrong opinion. I love these so much. They're delightful. All right. Eating pepperonis out of a bag. That's valid, Tycho. Sometimes that's what you gotta do. Sometimes that's just the kind of night it is. It satisfies the same primal urge as just reaching into a bag of shredded cheese and just stuffing your mouth like a little rodent. Oh, I'm glad you guys like the song. Unfortunately, it is not released anywhere. It is a custom song that I got from the artist name is Ference. I will put in chat. But they do have plenty of other wonderful music on Spotify. I would highly recommend checking out. But it was called the working title is called "Fool You." My hat moves. It does move. Moves with my eyebrows. And the jewels on it do swing a little bit. Loft House cookies are the best. I'm glad we're all in agreement. Share, please. Absolutely. I got plenty. I got plenty of cookies. I'll bring some for chat. What are they like? They're very soft cookies, which I like because I have fragile old person teeth. So they're very soft, they're very sweet, and they kind of just like melt in your mouth. Was it appropriate for me to drink a craft beer called Dream Eater? Ooh, I'm curious what that tasted like. But yeah, that sounds appropriate. I think we gotta get Lilin some of those. The cheese stacks. Shredded trees in front of the open fridge is top tier. At 3 a.m. Yes, absolutely. Imperial Stout brewed with lactose, vanilla, and cinnamon toast crunch. If it's like, okay, so there was I keep saying like, oh, I'm gonna save Japan stores for actual return stream, and I just keep telling them. So it's, it is what it is. We'll probably hear a lot of these like twice, 3 times, maybe 4. We'll see. There was a group that I met up with at a sort of it was sort of like an expat style like bar in Tokyo, and they had like a lot of really like sort of like funky like beers and brews and stuff, and I tried a few of them, and some of them were really good. They had like a lot of like blackberry and like sour like drinks and stuff that I really liked. But every time I tried to get something sweet from there, like they would sometimes have like beers that were like what would you call it? They were like brews that were supposed to have different flavors of like there was like a fudge brownie one and stuff like that. Stuff that sounded like very sweet and chocolatey and rich and stuff. And every time I tried one, I was so excited and I was like, this is gonna taste so good. This is gonna be delicious. It was never delicious. All the sweet ones, for some reason, were always so unsweet. And I'm like, why would you make something called like fudge brownie flavored and then not make it sweet? Like, everybody that's going to go for that, I promise you want something ridiculously sweet. I was just so sad every time. A stout. I really rarely drink, so I don't know like all the terminology and stuff. They just had little descriptions that said what they tasted like, and that's all I went off of. But regardless, why don't we go ahead and get into our first package here. Actually, you know what? My tea is probably done. Let me go grab my tea. We're not gonna go to like our BRB screen or anything. I'm just gonna step away for a moment, get that, and I will be right back. I will see you soon. Alright, we are back. Hello. The face that they're making looks like the I know what you are meme. I did not see what face I was making, unfortunately. I worked at a liquor store somewhere and I don't drink. trying to answer questions like, yeah. I actually had I can count on like the on like one hand the amount of times I had drank before I went to Japan, but it's like a little more of like a cultural thing there. So usually like with dinner or something, I would just get something just to try or whatever, you know. But it's not my favorite thing. I don't prefer it, but it's fine. Have you played Inscription? I have not. I've heard of it. I know I have some friends that really like it. But yeah, I usually only like the only time I really ever really enjoy anything anyway is just when it I only enjoy alcohol when it doesn't taste like alcohol. Like I'm very I like my fruity drinks. Sickly sweet is straight up ammonium chloride. Oh my god. Alcohol just tastes like bad. Yeah. Okay, so just the shortest, I don't know if you'd call it a rant, but something that I've never understood. You know, to each their own. Totally, this is just like my thoughts on it. But like a lot of the time when people are like, oh, I'm just like drinking like a beer or something because I like the taste. I don't want to like, but they don't want to like get like tipsy or drunk or anything. I'm like, I don't understand. I think most alcohol tastes so foul. I just don't think it's good. And I'm like, so you're telling me you're drinking this for pleasure? Are you sure? I don't know. I just, like I said, to each their own, no judgment or anything. I just personally don't get it. You're drinking this on purpose? Yeah. Like, if you're drinking something and you can enjoy it enough, but you're drinking it for the effects. But if you're drinking it just for the taste, just drink something without alcohol. It just tastes so much better. Obviously, it's a personal opinion thing, but that's just me. Yeah. Like, if I'm drinking, it's to be drunk, but I'm gonna enjoy the process of actually drinking it. Yeah. That's what I think. It's like, but I just think like with alcohol, it's like, there's sort of a threshold. It's like anything that's like, it can only be so good if it has alcohol in it. But if you're just wanting to have a drink, just pop open a Coke. Yeah, I know, but it's a personal opinion thing. That's all. I know some people do actually like enjoy the taste and everything. It's just not for me. But why don't we get to opening our first package? Like I said, I don't know what's in any of these. We're gonna find out together. I have not scribbled out my name and address on any of them, so unfortunately I cannot show the boxes. But I can let you hear the distant sounds of tape cutting and cardboard. I don't know if this first one is going to be anything really much exciting, because I know the shop it's from, and I truly have no idea what I ordered from this shop. Not a single clue. Oh, that is actually... That's a gift for somebody, so I'm not going to show that one on stream. Sorry about that. It's a little bit of an anticlimactic first package. But this one, I know almost for sure that I'll be able to show whatever's in this, because this one is from Owl Crate. It's a book box. And I know there were some. I remember very vaguely a couple things that I had ordered that were like book related. So this is probably gonna be either Raven Cycle related or it's gonna be related to Percy Jackson. It's probably one or the other. But I have a couple boxes from some different book company stuff. I think I have a second Owl Crate box somewhere. So, but yeah, so we've got. Alright, so we've got our little Owl Crate pamphlet. This is like an unboxing. I feel like a real YouTuber now. So if you want to use my coupon code, I don't have a coupon code. You could put Salem in at checkout. It's not gonna do anything probably, but you can put it in. But you already are a real YouTuber. Yeah, I guess that's true. I guess, yeah. I guess you got me there. Okay, next, I have a bone to pick with that on Nico, because I didn't realize that, spoilers, just as a heads up for a 74-year-old book series for Percy Jackson. So I didn't know that like all of the queer Nico stuff really happens like after the original series, and so I read like the whole queer representation with Nico was literally it was still a good book series, and I was interested in the mythology and everything, of course, but the main thing that got me was reading the Percy Jackson series for Nico being just my little queer son. And well, sometimes you read 5 books and then you realize that the thing that you were reading these books for happens in the trilogy or in the series that follows that series. So that wasn't ideal. I still need to read the next series, because I mean, it was worth it and everything, don't get me wrong, but I was like, damn. It's like, damn, I really read like all 5 of these books for some queer representation and got nothing. Skaldic, hello. It's good to see you. Thank you for stopping by. Yeah, what if I just started talking went full YouTuber, just the softest ASMR videos, but the intro was always just like, hey, what's up guys? Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Smash that like button. Smash that subscribe button. That feels cursed. Oh my gosh. But anyway, let's get to this. So this was the December 2022 Owl Crate box, I suppose. I'm learning with y'all of you. So the theme was star-crossed. So it's got, let's see. We'll unbox everything and find out what it is as we unbox it. So I'm assuming everything in here is going to be stream safe. So we have, ooh, this is really cute. Oh my gosh. Like a little dish with, oh, is this like a silicone tea bag? Oh my gosh. That's fun. I've never seen a silicone tea bag, actually. That's fun. It's got like a little, like, the bottom pops out. Wow, this is strange, but not in a bad way. I've never seen that. Also, I should probably explain. Yeah. So does Owl Crate send you a box of owls every month? I probably should explain what Owl Crate is. Like I said, Owl Crate is it's a book box. And I think every month, like, they send you like a book. There is like one actual book in the box. But the rest of it is like merch from books that like fit the theme. So like this is, let's see. It's a tea bag rest. And of course a silicone tea bag, inspired by These Violent Delights, which I have not heard of before. But yeah, so it's all like merch that is themed off of books and usually made by like independent artists and stuff, from as far as I know. What does this say? Astra inclinant sed non obligant. Same. Me too. I don't know what that means, but it sounds cool. That's all I got. Who are the boxes from? Oh, so these are just things that I ordered while I was away in Japan, or stuff that I had like pre-ordered and everything, that just came while I was away, and now I have like a ton of boxes just sitting in my room that I just need to open. And since my birthday was yesterday, I'm treating this like a belated birthday gift to myself. Let's see if I can get this open. Okay, and this one is Forbidden Love and French Aesthetics combined to make the perfect bookish addition to your table. With these ceramic salt and pepper shakers inspired by Serpent and Dove. Another series I haven't heard of. I don't know what... There's got to be something in here that was like the reason that I got this box. Maybe it was just the theme, but I feel like there's got to be something. We'll find out as we go through. Okay, so we've got chasseur. What does that mean? I don't know. But there's a bird on it, and it's not a raven or a crow, but I'm gonna pretend it is. Because those are always my favorite animal themes in books. Looking at you, Raven Boys and Six of Crows. Oh my gosh. How did any of you who, Dame Blanche? I don't know what these are. They look pretty neat. I like the designs. I just don't know. I have no idea what the relation of them is. But did any of you, who's watching the Shadow and Bone series, the adaptation of the Grishaverse trilogy and Six of Crows on Netflix? How are you? How are we feeling about it? Which, you know, heads up for anybody who is watching it but not caught up. The discussion in the next couple minutes might have some spoilers, because I got some thoughts. I got some thoughts that I want to say. Also, though, just a heads up, there is going to be an ad starting in about 35 to 40 seconds. So just a heads up, that is coming our way. So if you need to turn volume down or anything, please do. Oh, it's a series. I'll have to tell my BF he loves the books. Yeah. So I will say, so I have recommendations for how to interact with this series. So the Grishaverse trilogy, audiobooks for sure. Everybody that I know that read the books was like, I don't know about these. Everybody that I know that listened to the audiobooks loves the series. Like, the narrator makes such a difference. So the Six of Crows, you can do either way. I listened to the audiobooks and absolutely loved it, but like you truly just cannot go wrong with Six of Crows. It is just the duology is so good. It's so good. I actually haven't finished the duology that came after with Nikolai and everything. I haven't finished that yet, but I want to. So what is this? Literary luggage. This is an enamel pin. I guess there were different designs. I don't know if there were like different ones and there was like a gotcha for this month, or if it was just like it changed from month to month. Probably changed month to month because this is design 12 of 12 for December. So this is for... Oh, oops. Inspired by Outlander. Another series? I don't know. I'm so sorry. I read a very small niche of books, and that is like fantasy books with gay protagonists. That is it's really it's not as much of a niche as it used to be, but it's still a little bit of a niche. There's definitely a lot more than there used to be. Dame Blanche is a dessert if it helps. I don't know the dessert either, but that is good to know. Been meaning to watch that. Did not dislike the last season. I intend to listen to the Raven Cycle because you're praising. It's so good. I love the Raven Cycle so much. I need to do another reread. I truly want to like sit down and just do like a read where I take like one of my many copies of that series and just go through with like a highlighter and just like write like all of my notes in like the margins of just like things that I've realized connect back to other things, and just like highlight my favorite lines, stuff like that, like all that kind of stuff. I love seeing like books that are all like marked up like that and kind of like personalized. I think it's very fun. Nessie, hello. Looney, hi. Missed you guys also. How many times have I read it? Probably... I've gone through the audiobooks probably 4 or 5 times now. I think I've gone through the actual book series probably 2 or 3. It's been a long time though, so I need it's definitely, we're overdue for it. Yeah, so I need to get back to it. It's been so long. I miss everybody. You are the bane of my existence and the object of all of my desires. This is like, what's the name of it? I'm trying to remember, but I feel like I know from, it's like silverware or something in here. Oh, okay, Bridgerton inspired heart straws. Yeah, I was like, this is like one of those like, it's like Victorian vibe kind of things. Like, I don't mean it's not like a bad thing or anything. I was just like, I just don't know any of that kind of media. Yes, we got some heart-shaped straws. There's no way I'm gonna be able to show you guys. Maybe a little bit. So the idea of heart-shaped straws, very fun. I got a set of them actually while I was in Japan, funny enough, because I needed some straws to not be sucking down Coke all over my very sensitive teeth. I'm missing enough enamel already, so I have to use straws every time I drink soda. But yeah, so the mouthfeel of heart-shaped straws, though, not great. Not ideal. It's not an ideal experience. They're very cute. The aesthetic of them, top tier. And the ones that I got while I was in Japan, actually, they had like little silicone, like pink tops on them. Which is great because I chew on my straws and I would absolutely chip my teeth trying to use these for sure. how many books of the series you have. I think I have 3 copies of the Raven Cycle, because I have a signed. I think I have. I think I have 3 copies, and then I have maybe a couple spares just of like special editions that came out like with special covers and stuff. Because I think I have a signed hardback. No. I have. I think I have 2, maybe 2 copies with some extra spares of a couple of the books. Because I have a signed softcover set, and then I have a hardcover set that I got new. There was a company that did like a small print of what do you call them? The covers on hardback books that I changed those out for. And then, like I said, I've gotten a couple like spare special editions here and there. So I think I have 2 full sets with some spares. Mint, thank you for stopping by. It was so great getting to say hello. Thank you so much. Yeah, graphic novel of the TRC incoming. I'm very excited for that. I will say, like, I really was hoping that they were planning on making a TV show of the Raven Cycle, but it ended up falling through. But like, the more I watch of Shadow and Bone, the more I'm kind of like, okay, maybe this was a blessing in disguise, because it's just like Shadow and Bone, the first season was stupendous. I thought, like, they made a bunch of changes, but it is truly one of the only series that I've ever seen where the television show is better than the books, at least for the Grishaverse side of it. The Six of Crows, you can match it, you can't improve upon it. It's so good. But like, the second season has made some weird choices that I was not about. And I know they've tried to do the whole like, trust us, we got something in the works, but I'm just like, I don't know. Because again, I will try and make this as short as I can. There will be spoilers for Grishaverse and Shadow and Bone. But so in the ending of the Grishaverse trilogy, essentially like this character who is like this mythical like sun summoner, because there's like all these people that are called Grisha that can summon or they can control like sort of elements, but not quite. Some of them can like control like air and water and sort of like weathery stuff, and they're called squallers. Then you have heartrenders who can control like people's bodies, like they can like slow down heart rates or like they could do some pretty gross stuff. And then, but like the 2 sort of like mythical like conjurers or people that can control shadow and people that can control light. And so of course, like, the person that can control shadow is like the antagonist of the series. The person that can control light is the person that can control shadow is the antagonist. And then the light summoner is the protagonist of the series. And at the end of the series, to defeat the shadow summoner, she essentially like gives up her power and like disperses it amongst the people of her country in like one final like explosion of light. And that doesn't happen at all. Like, nothing like that happens in the series. And it was really like sort of like a pivotal thing, because it was like her being like, all right, this power is like something I'm now using for everyone. This is everybody's power. And then like, she also like, there's this thing called, because they call, I'm so sorry. I know I said I was going to try and keep it short. I'm trying. But so all of these like summoning things in this series, they consider it science. They call it the small science. But there are certain things that go beyond science. That is what they also consider magic. And that's called Murzost. And it's like highly forbidden. Like, you don't do Murzost because there's like a price. You never know what the price is going to be. It just takes whatever it wants. And so the whole the pivotal thing of the story is all of the like bad things that happen in this story are a result of Murzost. And in the show, they decide to have the main character, the Light Summoner, use Murzost in the ending, which is just so out of character. And I'm just like, who's writing this? I really did not like the ending of the second season at all. I was a little upset. I was actually watching it on the plane back from Japan, and I was like, Ooh, is this a Raven Cycle thing? me? I'm just like, please. Raven Cycle. Oh, it's not. It's Strange the Dreamer. It's just had a quote that says like, the dream chooses the dreamer. Which I was like, dreams? That sounds like Raven Cycle. But yeah, so it's this is cute though. All these like moths and like the moon symbolism and everything. I really like this. I might have to send this to a friend though, because I have a friend who actually, I haven't read Strange the Dreamer, but I have a friend who really likes it, so that might have to be a gift. Saint Memes, thank you for the stretch. Oi. Thank you. Favorite book got screwed by the movie, I feel. No, I'm so sad. I'm sorry. I hope not. Okay, so we've got... Okay, and then we've got a bookmark here. What is this? Unseelie, I guess? This is from a book called Unseelie. And then we have... some other bookmarks. What are these from? Bookmark set from Daughter of Smoke and Bone and An Ember in the Ashes. Again, never heard of them, but these are really pretty actually. Abandoning you guys. Be safe. Be here scratching. No worries. Thank you so much for stopping by, Tycho. So good to see you. I'm glad. I'm so glad we're in the same time zone again. Or at least, at this point, I'm just referring to everybody in the US as the same time zone. Because I'm just like I'm like a 3-hour difference. That's nothing. We're basically neighbors after being like 17 hours off of everybody. But if you're going to rest up, have a good night. Thank you for stopping by. Audra, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Coven. It's good to have you here with us. All right. So the final thing in here, which I'm wondering if this is this the reason that I got this? The Poison Season. This is a really cool book cover. I do really like that. Dear Owl Crate Readers, bit of ooh, okay, yeah, this was probably why. I truly do not remember this at all, but this sounds like this was the reason I got it. The Poison Season is my 4th novel and one very close to my heart. It features so many things I love. This is like a note from the author, I think. It features so many things I love. A bloodthirsty forest, unique magic, an enemies to lovers romance, all set against a backdrop of dark cottagecore vibes. That sounds like it is exactly my vibe. I am so here for that. Funny enough, I actually am like one of the few people who I think like I'm not against enemies to lovers tropes, but it's not my I'm like much more I'm such a sucker for like the childhood friends to lovers kind of trope. I love that so much. But regardless, that's just a side note. Yeah, I'm very excited to read this. I will have to report back on that. Okay, I finally figured out why I ordered this. Ooh, dang, I kind of wish I had, I don't think I ordered this one, but this one sounds like it would have been a box that was, like, up my alley, too. Courting the Fae was their, January box for this year, I guess. Want to know about that bloodthirsty forest? Yeah, me too. I love a magic forest. I'm give me a magic forest any day. I'll read your book no matter what. Okay, so we're gonna try and put this all back. I'll repackage it later. I really love this dish. This is super cute. We'll for sure be keeping that. I use like a tea steeper, so I probably won't end up using. Oh, I just noticed the little design on here. Is that a weed? I think that's a lotus. But yeah, I don't use like tea bags or anything because I have like a tea steeper that I use. That's I'm not gonna try and explain it because I I just know I would do a poor job, but it's really different. But it's from David's Tea. I really like it. But it's hard because I always see like such like aesthetic like tea bags and tea steepers and like stuff like little like tea bags with like little like chain danglies off of them to like hang over your teacup in a very aesthetic kind of way. I'm like, I want that, but I can't use it. Caves Water wants to know your location. Please, I want to know Caves Water's location. Caves Water, where are you? God, that's like, what is that one meme? It's like an old Tumblr text post that's like, me fantasizing about running away into a forest like I'm in a Ghibli movie, and then it's like, the description of like me in a forest with 2 slices of toast and cheese and what is it? Me in the forest with 2 slices of American cheese and a slice of bread wrapped in a napkin, utterly lost. Totoro, where are you? It's like that vibe. Ugh. That's one of my favorite. Look, Tumblr text posts are truly like some underappreciated gems. Like nowadays, like they were appreciated back in the day, but I feel like so many people have forgotten about them. And I'm like, no, I'm holding these in my heart. Some of these are so funny and relatable. And here is actually another one from another book box. This one's from Rainbow Crate, which is a queer oriented book box. And I don't know what this is. This one just has like one thing in it. I think this is like actually just a book. What book is it? Hey, we're gonna find out together. Ooh. Okay. I'm super excited for this, actually. I fully forgot about this. So this is, I'm gonna unwrap this just because it's hard to see with the plastic, and I'm unwrapping this anyway to read it. This is one of my favorite authors. I don't talk about this series as much as the Raven Cycle, but I truly do. It truly is like right up there with it. So this author, Katie Edwards, ooh, look at how that like shot. Oh, that's so pretty. So this is like a branch off from the main series that is called the Tarot Sequence by Katie Edwards. And like the author of this series is just he's so cool. And like seems like a really great person, like, you know. And then like the main series is called the Tarot Sequence, and it's all about this like place called I think it's called New Atlantis. It's been quite a while since I've read these. I probably need to do a reread on these too. But basically the whole idea is that there are these like people who are these people are where tarot cards came from. They have like their own like courts that they rule, with like powers that are like associated with like the, you know, there's the a literal man who is the tower. There is the magician, and they are like they rule over their own courts and like amass power, and they have like their own like squabbles and stuff. It's so good. It's so good. Like, and it's gay. Like gay tarot cards. That sign me up. That's what I'm here for. But yeah, so this, very excited to read. This is, like I said, sort of a side series about some of the oh my gosh, it's got like the I don't know what you call this, the like spray, I think it's spray, like the sprayed pages. I love this. Yeah, but highly recommend the Tarot Sequence. I probably absolutely butchered trying to explain that. I always try and explain things and it just never goes how I want it to. I'm very scatterbrained. It's okay. Ooh, and there's, oh my gosh, is this like a little signed sticker? I'm pretty sure that's an actual signature. I love this. Don't know. Yeah. Chef's kiss. Books with the yeah, absolutely. Absolutely love when books have like the like page designs on them. I swear to God, not everything is books, but I have another box with something from a book company. Truly, there are so many boxes, and I just happen to grab all of the book ones. Okay, I promise this will be the last book one, and then if the next one I grabbed is also a book one, I'll get a different package. Benchy, hello, thank you for the stretch. Oh, yeah. Thank you. Mwah. I'm gonna head off for now. I'm having way too much. Oh, please go get some rest. Go get some sleep. I know it's late. We're just hanging out. Like I say, this is just sort of we're just gonna be doing some like casual little streams like this for kind of as I come back. So no worries. Thank you so much for popping by. It was great getting to say hello. Thank you so much. Alright, so this also is, okay, I know what this is. I know what this is. Speaking of the Raven Cycle, this is the final book in the trilogy, the sequel trilogy to the Raven Cycle. And I love this cover. Oh my gosh, it's like reflective and everything. This is a really cool cover. And it's got a little signed book plate in here, and like the book itself is signed too. Wonder if there's like a different cover underneath here. Oh, just black. That's okay. But yeah, so I wasn't as enthralled with the Dreamer trilogy personally as I was with the Raven cycle. It wasn't like bad or anything. Like I still loved it. Still really enjoyed reading it and everything. But just for me, the vibes and everything in the Raven cycle were just kind of more what I traditionally enjoy. But just seeing like all the characters and everything again was so absolutely worth the time. Yeah, very, very, very excited about having this. Well, I think the full set of the Dreamer trilogy I have are all signed. If I remember correctly. I'm a sucker for a good signed book. I feel like such a shame. I need to finish the Dreamer trilogy. It's okay. It's all right. You know that's you get to it when you get to it. Oh, all right, and here is some Critical Role merchandise, actually. I think this might be a tarot deck, if I remember correctly. Yes, it is. So, for those of you who watch or are familiar with Critical Role, this is the Mollymock deck that they released. The Oracle of the Moon that came out. Yeah, let's see if I can open this without damaging it. I personally, I didn't dislike Mollymock or anything, but I was so in love with the character that oh, I'm blanking on his name. The person who played Mollymock, his other character, Caduceus. I loved Caduceus so much. Just like impeccable vibes. And he was pink. We love a good pink boy. Ooh, leather hardback from. Oh, that sounds like a nice way to read a book. Like, of course, you know, any book can be a good book, but like, you know, when it's got like a good like aesthetic to it, like, and it's there's a difference between a book that is a good book and a book that looks like a good book, and that you know, that heightens the experience. All right, so we've got our little book set here, or not a book set, but our card set here. So they've got this sort of design on the back. Also, always a sucker for a nice gilded tarot card. I guess not tarot necessarily, but oracle. So the way that Mollymock's deck works is, you know how normally in tarot, you can have a card that is upright or you can have a reversed card. And reversed cards in this actually all have like a separate name. So it's not just like the same card, but has a different meaning. It actually is like a fully different meaning. They might be related, but yeah, so it's like you could see there is both the mirror and the moon. But yeah, so it's all the tyrant and the judge. We'll have to use this for a tarot stream one of these days, because it's, you know, it's got a whole booklet with it and everything. Actually, Mollymock Oracle deck booklet. So it seems like there's two booklets. I wonder if I accidentally like ordered a booklet for it, not realizing that one would be included. That is highly possible. But It's a pretty deck. We'll wait and kind of see some of the. We'll wait until we actually can use that on stream for a tarot reading stream and take a little closer look at them then. The reverse card is. I mean, I don't know about anything in this deck because it's all like completely original, but the illustration on the front is a cute picture of Mollymawk though. Let's see. Actually no, I think this one up here is Jester. Maybe? Yeah, I think this is... I could be wrong, but I think that's Jester at the top, or like that way, and then I think that's Mollymawk, if you put it that way. I could be wrong. Yeah, reverse isn't necessarily bad. It's just a different meaning, that's all. I think with tarot, I generally am hesitant to really call anything bad. Like, I know even like there's the whole joke about like there's no bad card in a tarot deck. Looks at the tower. But I think like, you know, even the tower is not necessarily a bad card, you know. Okay, so the next one is another Owl Crate box because, like I said, for some reason I accidentally grabbed all of the book boxes. So I'm gonna grab something else real quick because just, you know, just to change things up a little bit. I'm getting a little too much book content. What else we got over here? Ooh, I'm excited for this one. I know what this is. This is technically a book, but it's not a book like the same, like the rest of these. Okay, so grabbed a couple more. We'll probably just do these last 2 or 3. Have such a soft voice. No wonder you. Oh, thank you, Skaldic. I appreciate it. I think it's definitely one of those things though. Like, you know, it's really just a matter of like learning how to mess with your voice, how to play with it, and kind of get the effect that you want and everything. Because I definitely don't like. I wasn't born talking like this. I'll put it that way. It's definitely a learned thing. But so I appreciate that you enjoy it. Chibi, hello! It's so good to see you again. It's so nice seeing all these like familiar names. I was gonna say faces, but I guess maybe not faces, but names. It's nice seeing all these people, all these names that I haven't seen in so long. I mean, like, I know I had like some streams like for the last or for the first couple of months I was in Japan, but you know, otherwise, like it's been 1 week. I can't remember any of the other lyrics. No, it's been, so I mean, it's been roughly about a year since I've seen everybody. I do hope that you've all had a good year overall. I know every year there's sort of that joke about like, dang, last year really sucked. This year I'm gonna make it my year. And then at the end of the year it's just like looking like haggard and windswept and being like, it wasn't my year either. But I do hope you guys have had some good stuff and some enjoyable happenings over the past year. Oh, it's such a gross noise. I hate that. Oh no. I'm so sorry. Oh, that was like anti-ASMR. Did not like that. Any plans for your ASMR channel soon? Yes, hopefully. In the next couple of weeks, I'll be back to uploading. I mean, honestly, hopefully even sooner than that. Again, I'm not promise anything. I can't really promise anything, but that's the plan. That's the hope. But yeah, cause I miss it. I want to start making stuff again. Definitely. It's so funny because like being away, like, how do I describe this? When I was like here before I left, you know, sometimes I was just very like creatively drained. I didn't know what I wanted to do or where I wanted to go with things. And so it's like, you know, when you have all of the stuff at your disposal, you're just like, you know, I'll figure out what I want to do and I'll make something soon. And then it just sort of never happens. And then like when I was away and I didn't have the ability to record, I was like, damn, I want to make something so bad. But yeah, so hopefully I'm going to try and keep that energy up. Moving back home to family in New York. Exciting! I hope that goes well for ya. Oh my gosh. There's so much packing. Oh, okay, I remember this. I know what this one is. The Millennium Puzzle. I was such a little Yu-Gi-Oh nerd when I was younger. I used to play the card game, not religiously, but I played it. I went to like the weekly tournaments at my game shop, like local game shop, and everything. But yeah, I remember this. I saw the like model for this while I was in Japan. And then I was like, okay, I gotta order that. I need to have this. So this is like I think it's like an actual like puzzle set that you like put together, and it gives you an actual Millennium Puzzle. But yeah, so this was I was very excited for, because like I said, I saw the like prototype, I think, or just like the model of it in person, and I was like, I want that. So excited for that. We'll have to maybe I'll save this to like put together on a stream one day or something, and just have like a nice little relaxing puzzle kind of stream. I don't know that it'll take that long. It's probably not a super complex what would you call it? Not a super complex puzzle, I guess. I feel like I'm just saying the word puzzle over and over again. But maybe enough for 20 minutes or so on stream or something one of these days. And then we'll do this as the last. We'll call this the last one for the night. I actually know what's in this one, and I'm very excited for it. Because I hate all these cardboard box sounds. They're so bad. They're such bad sounds. I'm so sorry. Trying to text my friend, and my cat keeps but oh no! Cat, yeah, cats. That sounds like some feline behavior. My cat says hello. Oh, Audra, thank you. I say hello to your cat. Hello. Yuki takes 8 years to solve that. Salem does it in 30 minutes. Which I was good at teaching things, so that would kill me. You learn how to play Magic the Gathering. I don't. Magic the Gathering seems like a little too much of a commitment for me. It does look it looks really cool. Like, I love hearing people talk about it. I have some friends that are into it. But I actually really want to get into playing Digimon. I want to learn the TCG, because I didn't even know there was one until I saw some cards in Japan. And I was like, there's a Digimon TCG, and so I didn't get any cards there because they were all in Japanese, but they have them in America, obviously in English, and I was watching some videos on the system, and I actually really like it, because they did like a revamp of the game in last, I think it was like the last few years, but the system for it sounds really simple. Like it's a really, like, you know how in like Yu-Gi-Oh a lot of the time, I don't know as much about Magic the Gathering, but you end up with like these really like sort of contrived like turns that take like 10 minutes because you're doing like 74 like piece combo. Digimon doesn't have that because essentially like each player has a resource called memory, and it's a shared resource. And I think for the memory, it's like a scale of like 0 to 10 or 0 to 5 or something for either player. But playing any card or doing any action like costs a certain amount of memory. So like if you like, let's say you have like there's 2 memory left. I haven't actually played. This is my basic, possibly incorrect understanding from the YouTube videos I've watched. But like if you have 2 memory left, you can play a card that takes 5 memory, but that's going to swing it to 3 memory in the other direction. So like in playing that card, you are then giving your opponent more resources. So it's a really interesting balance of like trying to maximize what you're doing and as little turns and move and actions as possible, which I really, really like, because I'm just not a big fan of like the sort of slower pace of Yu-Gi-Oh. At least I'd considered trying to get back into it, but it's just like it wasn't for me. That was all. It's not like bad or anything, but I really like the sort of like more fast-paced like swingy movement of the Digimon TCG. It sounds really really appealing to me. Alright, so let's finish opening this final box. I'm very excited for this one. Alright, so this one, I don't know if I'm going to be able to even unroll this because this feels gigantic. So this was from a Kickstarter that I backed a while back. I can't remember oh no, this is not what I thought it was. No, this is something else, but it's also something I'm very excited for. I was totally wrong about what this was, actually. So what I thought this was a D&D Kickstarter that I backed a while ago. I thought this was the it was like an indie company's like source book and had some merch and stuff with it. But this is the Ito themed box that I got. It's my boy. It's my little guy. Well, it's my big guy. And so it's got like all these say so. Hello. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Coven. It's good to have you here with us. But yeah, so there's like a little like charm, there's a pin, it's like a desk mat. There's another charm. This one was really cute. I really liked this one. There we go. Kinda, it's a little hard to see with this lighting, but and then there's a bunch of stuff in here. There's a it's kind of hard to see all of it, and I don't want to like unwrap it all right now because it's gonna be kind of a mess. But there's a figure stand, there's a little like acrylic figure. Ooh, hello, sir. But yeah, so there's a Little Ito tarot card in there, the 5 of Wands. And then there's like a sticker sheet. Oh, the little singing Ito. Oh, I love him. Oh, my little guy. Stupid little wanted. Too handsome. Oh, I love this. That's so cute. I'll have to, maybe this might make a feature in an upcoming stream, because I think there's like a desk mat, so I'll have to see what that looks like, and maybe we can use that for like another next stream or something like that. You love your nails so much, they look incredible. Oh, thank you, I appreciate that. I'm glad you like them. I know the manicurist that I went to before I moved back to where I'm at now, did these. I went like one last time, and I just wanted to do something a little extra special. And she did such a good job. I was very happy with these. Nutmeg. What about Raya Leslie? I love him so much. I never thought that Genshin was gonna come out with another character that was gonna like match Ito for me. I don't know that Ryle matches Ito just yet, but he comes very close. I love that. It's the the thing is like he's got that like puppy theme to him, and so everybody draws him with draws like dog themed art of him with like dog ears and everything, and I'm like dog coded characters are my favorite characters. Like if you look at all of my track history of favorite characters too, it's like, God, let's see if I can think of this offhand, because but it's like Inuyasha, bunch of Inuyasha characters like Koga, Kiba from Naruto were some of my like childhood favorite characters. There was like I was literally just talking to I think it was Lear about this the other day, about like favorite like dog themed childhood characters. But they really just like set the standard for like my favorite character type moving forward for like the rest of my life. And so it's just like, then like Genshin coming out with this like just this absolute beefcake of a dog themed character, and I was like, Genshin, what are you doing? Genshin, what are you doing? I can't come back. Please don't make me do this. Who is this Ito, and where are they from? Yeah. It's Ito from Genshin Impact. Posture check and stretch. Thank you. Oh, yeah. I think I might probably start calling it a night here soon, because my it's been a while since I talked this much. So I think throat is starting to feel like it's probably not gonna last too much longer. Raya was absolutely made for the Fujoshi, so we are winning today. Yeah, I'm just like, they knew what they were doing when they made Ryo. They knew what they were doing. And truly, sorry, I'm going to be talking a little quiet. I'm going to be using like, this isn't supposed to be a sultry voice, but it sort of sounds like it. But I just got to be quiet because I can feel my throat starting to go. But yeah, it's like they knew what they were doing when they made him. They knew what they were doing when they made Ryo. It was so funny too, because it was actually like I was talking to Tycho and our friend Cad, and there's this old meme, again from Tumblr, that's like, that got really popular specifically with Levi from Shingeki no Kyojin, where it was like anime fans being like, oh, I love this character, I love this man, he's so thick. And then it's just like somebody looking with like a really like confused, like kind of like, what are you talking about kind of expression, because it's just like Levi in the background looking like a stick man. And it's just like, and that's how I feel like a lot of the time about Genshin characters, when people are like, oh, he's so thick, he's so scrumptious, and I'm like, that's a twig. That man is a twink. There is no meat on those bones. And that's kind of just what I assumed with Ryo, and I hadn't really looked close enough to realize that he actually is kind of a meaty boy. And so I remember like Genshin fans get excited over curvy characters. The bodies are rectangles. Yeah. So I had sent a meme about that, like in a group chat, about Ryo, and Tycho kind of fact checked me on that, and was like, he actually like, he's got some, there's some meat there. So I kind of like took another look and truly made like, I normally, once I know if I like or don't like a character, I like, my mind does not change. Like, it just like, I know my type at this point. And so I have never 180'd on a character so fast. Truly, I was like kind of clowning on Ryo like one day, and I think like the next day, if like, or the day after, I was like, so JK, I'm actually obsessed with this man. So I actually am getting married to this man, I decided. So it was quite the quite the change. Quiet salami works for me. I gotta go to bed after this. Oh, I'm glad. Hopefully we can have some little some last minute little sleepy times. I don't have like the setup or the equipment to do any ASMR streams right now, other than like, or at least like not a binaural one. But hopefully that'll be changing soon once I get a couple things in the mail. So yeah, we're gonna do some sleepy ASMR streams soon. I miss doing those. I'm glad too. It was nice to see you, Kip. Oh, thank you, Nix. I appreciate it. I'm probably gonna go back and forth between calling you like Nix and Pika, and I'm probably like always gonna hesitate. Sorry about it. I believe I did, Amy. The one on Twitter. I believe I saw it. I think I retweeted it. I will try and remember to double check later though. But thank you for the bits, Pika, and yeah. Hopefully you won't have to miss them anymore, Looney. I appreciate that. I'm glad it makes me happy that I get to come back and say hello to everyone again. It's been too long. Yeah, I saw the Himbo Superman series. I'm not normally a big Superman fan, but like that series in particular, I was like, okay, maybe we gotta check this out. He looks very cute. I'm just like referencing like every old Tumblr post apparently, but there's that one Tumblr post about like being like, what do they call it, like moron sexual, where you're just like, it was like talking about like the dumber a man is, the more attracted they were to them. And there was something about like, a man once asked me what the Spanish word for tortilla was, and now I dream of kissing him under the moonlight. And I'm like, that is absolutely me with that's definitely my 2D character type. I love enormous stupid men so much. Next we are shaking hands. Oh, I do not know if I saw that yet, Pika. So I'll go through my my Twitter likes, or not likes, but my Twitter notifications once I'm done here, and make sure I haven't missed anything. There wasn't an art piece for me. Did you not see? Alright, well, now that it is approximately 400 degrees in my room from having a PC going, having candles lit, having my window and door closed, I'm gonna go cool off a little bit, I think. I'm gonna go get some rest my throat up a little bit. It's been so good seeing all of you again, though. It's been truly wonderful getting to say hi again. I missed everybody. So we're gonna see. Actually, I forgot about rating. Actually, I totally forgot that was a thing. Let's go check and see. Let's see who's around. I know where we're gonna go. We're gonna go say hi. Speaking of dog boys, I know who we're going to go see. I still have this page open with Quincy's character page from New Carnival, and I'm just like, he's just kind of bouncing there, and I'm just kind of watching. I love you, Quincy, with my whole heart, my mountain man. Okay, let's get the raid started. I'm getting delirious. But no, truly, it was so good to see you guys again. I'm so glad I was able to finally hop on and say hello. I don't even remember. How do you do a raid? I forgot how to set this up. I forget how this works. Okay, here we go. It's okay. I got this. We got there. Alright. Thank you all so much once again. I really appreciate you guys all coming and hanging out with me and getting to say hello and just everything. Missed you guys, and I look forward to future streams and making videos again. And I hope you all rest well and get to have a good night. I will talk to you all next time. I don't know if it'll be tomorrow, but if not tomorrow, like at least within the next couple days, I'll be back. So I will see you all then. Good night. Goodbye. Get this raid started. I'm gonna go see one of the best dog boys around. Alright, thank you once again, everybody. Have a good night. Mwah. Goodbye. Oh, wait. Raid message. Hold on. Raid? Was this the command? Hold on. I forget what all my commands were. I don't know if my commands work anymore. Okay, I don't have any original message, so we're gonna go ahead and go with this. So I don't remember what I used to say. I used to have like taglines and stuff, but I don't have them anymore. So you know, here we go. We're gonna use this. This is gonna be our raid message. Thank you. Goodbye, everybody. I'll see you all later. Good night.